A blessed and pleasant Monday afternoon, moms and dads, boys and girls. Welcome to another edition of Children's Bible Minutes brought to you by the Anglican Diocese of Belize. Rafi Muki and I are excited to be with you this wonderful afternoon. We had to close the windows and turn the lights on because the wind is just so strong here in Dangriga. It's kind of scary. Things were like blowing all over the place. And yeah, we didn't want to blow away. More than that, we were a bit chilly. So we closed the doors and the windows and we turned the light on this afternoon. And it's kind of helping with song as well from outside. We probably have to try this more often, you guys. Anyway, welcome to Children's Bible Minutes. This is, of course, the show where we are going to be continuing our look at the character values. Today we are beginning our look at a new character value. And the character value this week is honesty. Do not lie, the ninth commandment. As a matter of fact, we will be looking at a Bible reading from Exodus chapter 20, verse 1 through to 17, which is where we will begin for today, because Exodus chapter 20, verse 1 through to 17 talks about the 10 commandments, and commandment number 9 is do not lie. So let's start off by listening to Exodus chapter 20, verse 1 through to 17, read for us by Mr. Douglas Brown. And this, of course, is a contemporary English version of the Bible reading. Let's have a listen.
The Commandments Given at Sinai. God said to the people of Israel, I am the Lord your God, the one who brought you out of Egypt where you were slaves. Do not worship any god except me. Do not make idols that look like anything in the sky or on the earth or in the sea under the earth. Don't bow down and worship idols. I am the Lord your God, and I demand all your love. If you reject me, I will punish your families for 3 or 4 generations. But if you love me and obey my laws, I will be kind to your families for thousands of generations. Do not misuse my name. I am the Lord your God, and I will punish anyone who misuses my name. Remember that the Sabbath day belongs to me. You have 6 days when you can do your work, but the 7th day of each week belongs to me, your God. No one is to work on that day, not you, your children, your slaves, your animals, or the foreigners who live in your towns. In 6 days I made the sky, the earth, the seas, and everything in them, but on the 7th day I rested. That's why I made the Sabbath a special day that belongs to me. Respect your father and your mother, and you will live a long time in the land I am giving you. Do not murder. Be faithful in marriage. Do not steal. Do not tell lies about others. Do not want to take anything that belongs to someone else. Don't want to take anyone's house or wife or husband, slaves, oxen, donkeys, or anything else. The people trembled with fear when they heard the thunder and the trumpet and saw the lightning and the smoke coming from the mountain. They stood a long way off and said to Moses, If you speak to us, we'll listen, but don't let God speak to us or we'll die. Don't be afraid, Moses replied. God has come only to test you so that by obeying him you won't sin.
There we had that one read for us by Mr. Douglas Brown from Exodus 20, verse 1 through to 17. And it is the 10 commandments. And of course, we are going to be focusing on commandment number 9. Do not lie. And it's a powerful commandment because some Bible says do not bear false witness. So don't speak against other people by making up stories about them. But lying can sometimes seem like the right thing to do, especially when it seems as if though it's going to keep us out of trouble. To tell us a little bit more about a time when he lied and then got in more trouble than before, is Graffy and Mookie's friend Douglas from Douglas Talk. And he's going to be telling us about the ninth commandment: do not lie. Let's listen to what Douglas has to say.
You shall not give false testimony against your neighbor. Hey guys, it's me again, Douglas, and today I wanted to talk to you about the ninth commandment, the second to the last of the 10 commandments, which says you shall not give false testimony against your neighbor, which is basically just saying that we should not lie. We should tell the truth. And sometimes we call telling the truth honesty. Yeah, and honesty is really, really important to God. God is always true. God never, ever lies. And we should be like God. We should be honest and true. Because, man, lying can get you into all kinds of bad situations. Always better to tell the truth. You know, I don't usually have a hard time telling the truth. I'm usually a pretty truthful person, unless I'm, going to get in trouble or something like that. Then it's hard for me to tell the truth. But, man, my little brother, Stephen, he will just lie about anything. Like, if you ask him how old he is, he's probably not going to tell you the right age. Or if you ask him what he did yesterday, he'll probably just make up some kind of story. I don't know why he lies so much, but he lies all the time, and he's always getting in trouble for it. But I'm definitely not perfect. You know, I have lied, and I do lie. Everybody's lied at least once, except for Jesus, because Jesus was perfect. But there was this one time, I don't even know why I was doing it, but there was this little corner of the wallpaper in the hallway that was kind of peeled up just a little bit, just like a teeny tiny little tear on it. And sometimes when I'd walk by it, I'd go, whip, and I'd tear just a little bit more of it. And I would just keep doing that, and I'd tear a little piece off, and I'd tear a little piece off, and I'd tear a little piece off, until there was this big, big spot missing in the wallpaper. And, well, my mom noticed it, and she pulled me and Steven downstairs, and she said, "Has one of you boys been peeling on the wallpaper up in the hallway?" And she looked at me, and I was like, "Nope, wasn't me." And she looked over at Steven, and he said, "No, I didn't do that." And, well, my mom thought that Steven was lying when I was actually the one who was lying. And so Steven got in trouble. He didn't get any dessert that night at dinner, and I felt really bad, you know, because I wasn't necessarily wanting Steven to get in trouble. I just didn't want to get in trouble myself. So I went to Steven that night, and I said, "Steven, I'm so sorry you got in trouble. I was the one who peeled the wallpaper." And he said, "I knew it was you." And so Steven ran over to my mom and dad's room, and he said, Mom, Douglas just told me that he was the one who ripped the wallpaper." And my mom said, "That is very mean, trying to get your brother Douglas in trouble like that." And so she grounded him from dessert for 2 days after that. And she thought he was lying about that, but he wasn't. I did tell him that, but she thought he was lying, and I felt so bad. But it just kept getting worse and worse. You know, I couldn't go tell him now because, well, now the lie was just too big. You know, like he had gotten in so much trouble. I couldn't even imagine how much trouble I was going to get in. But I finally decided that I needed to go tell my parents because Stephen kept getting in trouble for something that I had done. And so I went and I told my parents, and they were very upset with me. You know, they were glad that I told the truth, but I got in a lot of trouble. No dessert for me for a whole week. And so after I told the truth, Stephen went up to my parents and he said, "Okay, well, I feel like I should get more dessert tonight and tomorrow because I didn't get dessert today or yesterday, and I didn't do it." And they said, "Well, Stephen, the reason we thought it was you is because you're not very trustworthy. It's hard for us to believe you when you lie often. So we're sorry that we blamed you, but you should be more truthful." And man, that was like a double whammy of lessons learned for me anyways, because, well, I learned that I need to be truthful because lying can hurt people. Yeah, really badly. And I didn't intend to hurt my brother by lying, but he got hurt by me lying because my parents thought that he was the one that was lying. And so he got in trouble for something I did. And really, if you think about it, if I say I didn't whip the wallpaper, I'm pretty much saying Stephen whipped the wallpaper. So I wasn't trying to get him in trouble, but deep down I wasn't trying to not get him in trouble, if you know what I mean. But the other lesson is that we need to be truthful, not just because lies can hurt people, but we need to be truthful because we want people to believe us. Yeah. And especially as Christians, we need to be truthful because we have the most important truth to share with the world ever, and that is the love of God. If you go around lying all the time, and then you say, yeah, I believe in God, God is real, do you think they're going to believe you? No. Even if it's true. If you lie all the time, but you say the truth about one thing, they're not going to believe that one thing. And so my challenge to you guys today is that we would be honest, that we would tell the truth, and we would not lie. Because lying can hurt other people. It can hurt ourselves. It can hurt our credibility, like our ability for other people to trust us and believe us. Being honest is so important. So I hope that you will join me in working hard to tell the truth.
Wow, thank you so much, Douglas. And you know what? We honestly have to work hard to tell the truth. And Douglas is absolutely right. He's absolutely right. When you tell one lie, boys and girls, you have to find another lie to cover it up. And then another lie to cover that one up. And it keeps getting bigger and bigger and worse and worse. And the truth of the matter is that when you actually want to tell the truth, because you have been caught in telling so many lies in the past, then people don't believe that you are telling the truth. People don't believe that, you know what? I'm honestly being real right now. And there was a story of a boy that cried wolf. And we're going to talk about that story on Wednesday because, of course, we're looking at being honest all week. But for today, we wanted to start with the ninth commandment, which is the commandment to do not lie. You see, lying gets other people in trouble in as much as it gets you in trouble. Sometimes you think you will lie to keep yourself out of trouble. But when it is found out that you have been lying, that's when everything blows up in your face. And you know what? As a child growing up, sometimes I lied. And you know what my mommy did? My mommy only gave us punishment when we were lying. If we did something, like if we broke something, or if we took something without asking, if we confessed, if we told the truth about the fact that we did it, mommy wouldn't be upset. Sometimes she would say a few words and speech us off a little bit, but for the most part, mommy wasn't upset. It was when we lied about the fact that we had done something, that is when she got really upset, and she would punish us. She would take away stuff, and she would make us stand in the corner, things like this, because she did not approve of lying. And guess what? Rev grew up to be a person where she tells the truth. Sometimes people might not like that she's telling the truth. Sometimes people might get sad when she tells the truth, and she apologizes for that to them. But she is always going to tell the truth because she doesn't believe that you should lie, because her mommy did a good job of ensuring that. And as you heard from Douglas, when he lied, he got his brother in trouble. And even when his brother was telling the truth, because his brother lied so often, his parents didn't believe him. Best to tell the truth from the beginning. I tell people all the time, I can't lie because I don't have the memory space for it. I can't remember what the old lie was to keep up with that story. We're going to keep talking about honesty as we go along in the week. Wednesday, we're going to hear a new Bible reading about being honest and a new story about how important honesty is. For now, that is all the time we have for Children's Bible Minutes. Commandment number 9, directly from God Himself to His people. Do not bear false witness. Do not tell lies on other people or about anything else. We're going to close off with a song called Be Careful Little Eyes What You See. And this one is about being mindful of being honest, both in what you see, what you hear, and what you say. But before we get into our song, do you mind if we say a prayer? Excellent. Let's bow our heads and pray. Good afternoon, God. God, we just want to thank you for this opportunity to come into your presence and to learn from your word. God, today we heard about being honest. And God, we know that sometimes being honest is hard because there's so much going on around us in the world, and sometimes we get ourselves into trouble. And to get out of trouble, we think that it's okay to tell a small lie. God, help us to remember small lie, big lie, same size of sin. Help us to be bold and brave, to always tell the truth. That the telling the truth, while it might seem like it will get us in trouble, will always keep us out of trouble. Your word says, God, that you are the way, the truth, and the life. And so if we tell the truth, we know we are well on our way to following boldly behind you. God, help us to set watch over our tongues. Help us to make sure that what we see, what we hear, and what we speak lines up with your will. Help us, God, to never be afraid to boldly stand for the truth, even when the world might be pressuring us to say things that are untrue. Help us to remember that it is better to tell the truth and be on your side than to be in popularity with those who are not being honest. God, we thank you for this opportunity to be in your presence and to learn from your word. We thank you for the safety of the weekend, and we ask for your protection going into the week ahead. We just lift ourselves, God, and our time unto you through the name of your most precious Son, Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen. Well, boys and girls, that is all the time we have for today here on Children's Bible Minute. We hope you will have a blessed and beautiful remainder of the Monday, and we look forward to seeing you on Wednesday at 2:30 p.m. Remember now, this week we are talking about honesty, so try in all you do to not speak any false words or lies. We're going to close off with this one from Go Kids Asia. Be careful, little guys, what you see. Until tomorrow, no, until Wednesday, same place, same time. Make sure you do all you can to keep yourself and your family safe. Wear your mask, wash your hands, and watch your distance. Until next time, God bless, and do not forget, He loves you, and we do too. Bye for now.
Oh, be careful, little eyes, what you see. Oh, be careful, little eyes, what you see. For the Father up above is looking down in love. Oh, be careful, little eyes, what you see. Oh, be careful, little ears, what you hear. Oh, be careful, little ears, what you hear. For the Father up above is looking down in love. Oh, be careful, little ears, what you hear. Oh, be careful, little mouth, what you say. Oh, be careful, little mouth, what you say. For the Father up above is looking down in love. Oh, be careful, little mouth, what you say. Oh, be careful, little hands, what you do. Oh, be careful, little hands, what you do. For the Father up above is looking down in love. Oh, be careful, little hands, what you do. Oh, be careful, little feet, where you go. Oh, be careful, little feet,